Welcome back, my spooky spectators. Today I have a Halloween treat that is sure to chill your bones and thrill your spines as we dive into not one, but two Halloween-themed Tales from the Darkside episodes. Trick or treat and Halloween candy. So dim your lights and don't wet your tights as we unravel the sinister secrets in these terrifying tales of the macabre. Trick or Treat is about a cantankerous old man named Gideon Hackles, whose only love in life is money and Halloween.
Why not hire a sales clerk for the store, Mr. Hackles? You can certainly afford help.
Hackles is so cheap that he won't even hire on help to run his store. He'd rather do it all himself and reap all the rewards. I'm sure when he dies, he'll be able to take all that money with him though, right?
You want another cup of coffee? I shall have to charge you 4 cents.
4 cents might not seem like a lot of money, but that was nearly a down payment on a house back then. Hackles is the kind of guy that won't part with a single penny. In fact, he still has the one he earned from his first job.
More IOUs.
Everyone in this town must owe him money.
Hackles seems to take pleasure in the fact that nearly everyone in town owes him money. Sure would be a shame if something were to happen to all those IOUs. Hackles is so untrusting of people that he keeps all his money in sacks around his house. I get it, Hackles, I don't trust the banks either. Suddenly, Hackles starts losing his cool because he thinks death has come for him. Oh, it was all just an elaborate ruse. That trickster Hackles was just having a little Halloween fun, but the fact he's very cheap, loves Halloween, and doesn't trust anyone worries me just a bit because he sounds like me. The next morning, Mr. Kimball and his son Billy head into Hackles' shop so they can pay off a bit of their debt and tell Hackles Billy won't be stopping by for any trick-or-treating, which is a big no-no for Hackles because everyone has to stop by his house. The twist is that Hackles hides all the IOUs in his house every Halloween, and the kids are allowed to search for them. If they find them, then Hackles forgives their parents' debt. So basically, it's all on you, Billy. Your father failed and you might lose the farm, so you better find those damn papers.
No, Bill. No, we won't be there tonight, Mr. Hackles.
Alright, I guess Billy's father isn't willing to sell his son out, but Mr. Muldoon, on the other hand, has even picked out his son's costume, because he'll find those damn papers and finally be debt-free. A job would work too, but that would require Mr. Muldoon to not leech off his kids.
My Timmy's gonna find what he's looking for tonight. I've toughened him up with me strap.
Yeah, you give him a good beating. You gotta make sure he finds those damn papers or else. It's Halloween night and Hackles is putting the finishing touches on his house of horrors, including hiding the IOUs in the fireplace, somewhere no one could possibly find them.
Trick or treat, Mr. Hackles. Trick or treat.
The first trick-or-treater comes to his door, and Hackles has like a battle station full of pulleys and levers. He's like Kevin McAllister, but for Halloween.
It's okay, Bessie. It's okay. Go on in.
Yes, honey, go into the creepy old man's house. I'm sure you won't get Little Bessie looks for the papers, but chickens out almost immediately. She barely lasted a minute. This woman should have beat her kid like Muldoon did. The next couple of trick-or-treaters come in, but they get scared off by a damn bat on a string. If this is the best Hackles has to offer, I would have had those damn papers in under 20 minutes.
Oh, I've been waiting for you.
Young Timothy Muldoon is up next, and he better find those papers or he's gonna get such a beating when he gets home. Hackles has to go all out on Timmy. A little wind won't scare this little guy. All of Hackles' little tricks seem to be losing their luster, so he has to resort to cheating, which is something he said he wouldn't do. Timothy nearly had them until Hackles distracted him with some noises and told him he was getting warmer the further he got away from the papers. The young boy gets scared by a stuffed bear and runs out to his father, who I guess will have to go get a job now. Hackles thinks the whole thing is hilarious. He really gets a kick out of seeing kids flee in terror. I don't remember setting the clock to spin. I'm sure that meant nothing. In the meantime, Hackles has another trick-or-treater.
Trick or treat.
Sorry, Granny, I think you're a little too old to be trick-or-treating, don't you think? Trick-or-treaters generally don't float off the ground. You know, I'm starting to wonder if this really is a trick-or-treater. Hey, while you're up there, could you at least get those cobwebs? Oh no, his precious IOUs! How's he supposed to know how much money people owe him? Hackles has a literal witch in his house, but he's more concerned with his little pieces of paper. It's okay, maybe he doesn't have his IOUs, but at least he still has his sweet money. Alright, who let the ghost pirate in? Hackles' money is blown all over the place when he enters another room that is ominously red.
You're getting warmer. You're getting warmer.
Oh, it's just Satan in a hell vortex. But I thought the hell vortex was in another room. For some reason, Hackles continues on into hell. But hey, at least they practice safety, what with all the bubble wrap. Now might not be the best time, Billy. Mr. Hackles is kinda busy at the moment.
I know it's you, Mr. Hackles. You don't scare me. You don't...
Billy isn't the brightest boy, but he sure came at the right time because now he's loaded. Guess they won't lose the farm after all. Oh my god, Hackles was dead the whole time. Well, that was way too scary for me. I had to go get a new change of pants. Up next, we have Halloween Candy, a story about another old man, except this one hates Halloween, and I'm assuming candy? First off, who dresses like the Easter Bunny for Halloween? Directed by Tom Savini. Oh, I can't wait to see who gets an arrow through their throat. Mr. Killup here hates Halloween. He hates the costumes, the kids, everything. So I'm already hoping something truly awful happens to him.
They put toilet paper in my trees.
That's because you didn't give them any Halloween candy.
At least his son Michael gets it. If you don't give out Halloween candy, you deserve to have your house teepeed.
I remember one year Mrs. Clausen, she didn't give out any candy. We sheared her poodle.
Alright, maybe leave the poor dog out of it. It's not his fault the old woman didn't give out candy. Michael tries to make the night easy for his father by giving him some candy to hand out. I mean, it's one night. It lasts, what, 3 to 5 hours? I think you can manage.
If I'm lucky, maybe one of them will drop dead of an overdose of sugar right there on the doorstep.
This old man is the reason why parents have to check the candy. Michael leaves his father for the night, and the first trick-or-treater he gets is that damn Easter Bunny. Instead of just handing the kid a piece of candy and making his life easy, he instead decides to yell at the kid and tell him he has none. See, this is what happens when you don't give out candy. More trick-or-treaters come to the door, and instead of just handing out the candy, he gives them hell. A third trick-or-treater comes, and he finally decides to give out some candy. Honey, glue, mayonnaise. What the hell kind of treat is he putting together?
Goblin candy.
It would have been so much easier to just give the kid a Hershey kiss. Oh great, you've pissed off so many kids, they've gotten Santa involved. Another trick-or-treater comes to the door, but it's 11:30 at night, which even for me is kind of late for trick-or-treating. But that's weird, there doesn't appear to be anyone there. Except there is someone there.
Trick or treat.
No, you're not getting any candy. It's too late.
That's a pretty deep voice for a 9-year-old. Do your parents know you're up at this hour? This kid is really determined to get some candy. I mean, he must really need it. I have no idea how the lightest shove just suddenly turned into Olympic level breakdancing, but I'm here for it. The goblin, or whatever it was, disappears. But would you look at that? Kilnup's watch is broken. Looks like the goblin's sack is on the move again. Oh, sweet merciful crap. Well, time to burn the house down. Kilnup tries calling his son, but all he gets is the operator saying it's midnight. Oh god, cut your nails. All this phone dialing and sleeping has left Kilnup famished, so he decides to get something to eat. It is morning after all.
At the sound of the tone, the time is midnight exactly.
Or it's still somehow midnight? Well, it appears to be morning on this side of the house, and still night on this side. It doesn't matter what time the clock says either, because Kilnup is hungry, and it looks like eggs are on the menu. Oh dear god, how long have they been in there? Kilnup does exactly what I would do and tries to leave, but he suddenly forgets how locks work. Hey, it's Harry and the Hendersons. The old man gets another buzz at his door, and it's that damn goblin looking for more treats. Kilnup tries to escape by breaking a window, but he's unable to do so. He is, however, able to break his TV, which I'm calling shenanigans, because those things could take a sledgehammer. The goblin gets inside Kilnup's home and causes him to hilariously fall to the ground, and I guess just die on the impact? The next day his son arrives and finds his father dead, except he looks like he's been there for a while. According to the police, he died of starvation over a few weeks, and his son is being charged with neglect. Trick or Treat and Halloween Candy are fun little tales from the Darkside. They are both very cheap. I mean, the entire series is pretty damn cheap, but it gives them a certain charm. It's interesting that both Halloween-themed episodes both dealt with miserable old men, with one who liked Halloween and the other who didn't. Trick or Treat was written by Italian filmmaker Franco Amuri and George Romero, and was the very first episode of the show. Interestingly, the laugh the ghost pirate makes was performed by Tim Curry. He must have owed Romero some money. Halloween Candy was written by Michael McDowell, who was a writer for movies like Beetlejuice and The Nightmare Before Christmas. It was directed by Tom Savini, special effects master for movies like Friday the 13th and George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. The two men also worked on the very similar movie Creepshow in 1982. There are some that say the puppet used in Halloween Candy is the same one used in the Creepshow segment The Crate, but even though they look similar, I don't believe they are the same. There are just too many differences. Plus, Tom Savini still has the Crate monster, which he calls Fluffy. Halloween Candy is also very similar to a segment from Creepshow called They're Creeping Up on You, which is about a stuffy old man whose home becomes infested with cockroaches. The film Trick or Treat has a segment about a miserable old man who hates giving out candy on Halloween, which is very similar to this episode as well. But what do you think of Trick or Treat and Halloween Candy? Let me know down in the comments. Anyways, Fright Fiends, that's all for today. I hope you're enjoying this scary October and stay spooky.
Trick or treat.